All right, guys, we are back. Just get my mic working here. All right, we're back from a little break there. Needed to take a break. Got me some water. Ate some food. I should be all set for this post-show discussion. So EA just concluded. Yeah, pretty solid show, I guess. They really didn't talk about a whole lot. I thought they were going to announce a lot more titles. But, I mean, usually all the third-party companies, usually their shows are a little bit smaller in length. And, yeah, that was about an hour, maybe a little bit less. But yeah, it wasn't all that long. And actually, I need to change the title here. But yeah, also during the break, I was actually watching some Battlefield 1 footage. Oh my goodness. That game. Oh, I have no words for how good that game looks. It definitely looks a lot better than the last two Battlefields, in my opinion. And I know it's probably going to seem weird to a lot of people because, you know, it's back in World War I, but wow. It actually looks really, 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 really good. Jeez, I'm probably a lot more excited for Battlefield 1 now than I am for Modern Warfare Remastered. Because, I'm kind of happy that a remastered version for Modern Warfare is coming out, but Battlefield 1 is definitely going to have some competition. Or Modern Warfare is definitely going to have some competition with Battlefield 1 on the horizon. Okay, let me tweet this out. All right. Okay. All right, and it seems like Rachel is ready. So we will jump into the post-show discussion right now. Let me get on Discord. Time to switch headphones once again. Man, I really wish my audio setup was not so complicating. All right. Great. Why can I not hear anything again? Man,
Hello?
why does this keep happening? All right, give me 1 second, guys. I don't know what's going on with my headset. Plug that, plug it back in. There we go. Check and make sure. Okay, output, input. All right, I should be all good now.
Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear.
Awesome.
All right. So let's jump into this post-show discussion. All right, so yeah, like I said, EA, shorter show than what I originally anticipated. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, at least an hour and a half long, but only an hour about, maybe a little bit less. But yeah, Battlefield 1 is definitely my highlight. But I'm going to let you, Rachel, hit off your list. What were your favorite announcements from the show? I guess you could start with, I don't know, how many do you have? You could start from the bottom all the way up to number one, your number one favorite.
Well, I'll start with Battlefield 1 because that one definitely did catch my attention. And I absolutely love the graphics. I did catch the gameplay after the press conference as well, and it looked amazing.
Oh, the game looks so good. So
just
good.
how it just looks so cool, and now I really want a copy. And normally I don't really I do like first person perspective, but at the same time I'm not like a big player on it, but now I'm like I really want to get it.
Oh yeah.
I thought the trailer looked awesome. I just know it's definitely if they play their cards right, it's definitely going to be probably one of the top favorites this fall.
Yeah, I think Battlefield 1 is probably going to be everybody's favorite. I feel like it can be everybody's favorite Battlefield since Battlefield 3. Battlefield 3, like I said, it's probably the last well-liked or well-received Battlefield titles. Battlefield Hardline, it was and Battlefield 4, like I said, it was kind of its launch wasn't really that great because it was very buggy, but I think Battlefield 1 has a ton of potential. Looks amazing how things are shaping up right now.
Yeah, and like I said, like the after show gameplay, just seeing like all the players playing it so well and seeing like how like all the mechanics were working so wonderfully. It was just like my jaw literally hit the floor. I was amazed at seeing it.
It looks so smooth, and like we're like what 6 months away from the launch. It looks so crisp, but it's so far away.
I know it did. And I wouldn't be surprised if there is going to be a beta. I mean, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes, they actually
that there's probably.
I think there's actually a beta this summer. So they did announce a beta is coming this summer. So I'm not sure if they announced a release date for it, but There is a beta that's coming, and I think you can head on over to their website. You can sign up for it right now. So,
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing that because it just looks so cool.
oh yeah, man. Battlefield 1. All right. Well, yeah. And I think they announced so their gameplay footage for the game. They're doing. I think it's a full hour. I don't know if they're still going right now, but I know they said they were streaming an hour of live gameplay. They got all the celebrities in the building, like just a handful of
Yeah, I
celebrities.
saw that. I was just like, I saw, like, I knew Snoop Dogg is a pretty big video game player, so like, I wasn't surprised to see him. But like, Wiz Khalifa, Zac Efron, and Jamie Foxx, I was like, what?
Yeah, Jamie Foxx. I was kind of surprised.
It
And
was
oh
just,
wait, Wiz Khalifa was there
it,
too.
it
Oh
was
my
just kind
goodness.
of weird. Wiz Khalifa was there and playing the game too, and then, um, that one guy from the Spice commercials, I forgot his name. The really muscly guy, he was there too,
Oh wow. Jeez, they have
and
all the celebrities you could think of. Oh my goodness.
pretty much, and like they looked like they were doing a good job.
A
So
lot. I mean,
I was impressed.
a lot of them are like surprisingly gamers. Like you wouldn't think they'd be gamers, but a lot of them play games on the side every now and then. Um,
Well, I knew Snoop Dogg was a big gamer.
yeah,
I knew he was because he loves the FIFA series. I knew that through a friend of mine. But like yeah, I mean it was just really cool to see all of it. I mean, I saw a giant blimp burn and fall down and crash. It was really cool.
yeah, that was pretty. That was pretty awesome. They were talking about how the blimp. It's just kind of cool how they put like a vehicle like that in the game because blimps move really slowly and that's how they act in the game too. Like you maneuver it, but it's extremely slow and like you can get shot down while you're flying it and everything. So they were saying when I checked out the live stream, they were saying before you get in the blimp or before you have access to it, you want to know exactly where you're going because it's hard to change directions and like turn around on the fly. It'll take a really long time. So you kind of have to have a strategy thought out before you get in it and start driving it or whatever. So
And that's what I like about the game too. It's very realistic
hmm
in the technology back then. Like it's not like super amped up technology special for the game. It's like pretty realistic tanks and dirigibles and all that stuff. And it
definitely,
was pretty amazing.
yeah. The realism is I think is what I'm gonna like the most about it. That's kind of like that's Battlefield's that's their trait. They try to be as realistic as possible with their games, destructible environments, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be nice to go back to that and just it'll be nice to go back to more natural gameplay in general with like the whole World War I style stuff like that. So
Yeah, definitely.
all right,
So the next game that I liked was Titanfall 2. The single player campaign really interested me a lot.
that
I thought
was
it was an
that was surprising because I didn't know that Titanfall 1 didn't have a campaign.
Oh, really?
I guess they s- oh I mean they were talking about it. They were talking about the campaign for Titanfall 2 as if the first one didn't have one. So I was like, "Wait, you mean that game was multiplayer only?" Like I was kind of surprised. Never played Titanfall 1. I didn't play the first one. So but I don't remember. I don't remember if there was a campaign or not, but they made it sound like there wasn't. So,
Yeah, I'll have to look more into the previous Titanfall game because I'm definitely probably going to play it because of the fact that I did like the trailer a lot for the single player campaign for Titanfall 2. It seemed really intriguing just to have like not only is someone controlling the mechs, but the mechs have their own
yeah,
intelligence.
that was really cool. I wasn't expecting that at all. That was pretty
Neither was
awesome.
I. And like I'm a huge mech fan. Like I love like I grew up on animes like Gundam Wing and everything. And
Oh, okay.
so
Nice, nice.
and and so when and Titanfall 1 did, I didn't have Xbox, so I wasn't able to play it the first game. But I mean, to have a game where you have the mechs that have their own sentience, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Because it would be an interesting dynamic to see, like to have the person controlling the mech and then the mech also being one that could control itself too. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's going to be something interesting to see. And I'm just wondering though, the only thing I worry about is if they're going to put like they're going to kind of like not do so like half-ass the single player campaign.
Yeah.
Kind of like it looks good and like yes, multiplayer is all the rage, but you know, a lot of people who like single player, like if you half-ass it, they're going to be very disappointed, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the gameplay looks. I don't know. The gameplay looks nice enough to the point where, playing through the campaign might be fun. What I'm worried about is just like, how is the story going to be? How's the writing going to be? Like, if the story is really bad,
Yeah.
it's really gonna. That'll determine whether or not it's worth playing through the campaign. But I mean,
Exactly.
from the trailer, it seemed to be all right. The narrative seemed to be okay. So I don't know.
No, I mean the trailer just that's got me interested in playing the game because it looks really really good.
Mm-hmm.
As well as being the graphics look great, and I mean I do expect this to be probably a big game this fall as well, um, if done correctly. So yeah, and then of course the last game, which was like my all time fave to see, was Mass Effect.
Oh man, it
I was
looks
so happy.
it looks so good.
I know. I was really disappointed that we didn't get to see any gameplay footage,
Yeah.
but I was excited to see like more stuff about the plot
Mm-hmm.
and like what the plot's going to be about, as well as like what they're doing, and it all looks beautiful. It all looks great, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to like release it till next year, most likely.
Yeah, I don't think at the end of, I don't know, I guess you could call it a teaser trailer of sorts that they showed. I don't think they showed off a release date or release window for it. So, yeah, probably holiday 2017. I even think spring fall 2017 might be a little bit too early. So
I'm probably thinking 20, like probably maybe even spring of 2018.
mm.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, because it seems like they're just working on so much at the same time. Like they did say they were talking about all the Star Wars titles they were working on. Like that's a lot of stuff. So I don't know.
I know, and
They've got a
I'm
lot
really
on their
excited.
plate.
Yeah, they do, and I'm really excited for it though because it's just like everyone's been just so wanting more of it, and like I said, I'm a little disappointed like they didn't show more, but at the same time, I think it was enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, I think so I also had some notes from when they were talking about Mass Effect and Andromeda. So obviously it's taking place in the Andromeda galaxy, hence the title. So they said new planets, new species, new technologies, and part of the reason why it looks so nice is because it's running on the latest Frostbite engine. I think that's Frostbite 2, right? I don't think Frostbite
Yes,
3 is out, so
Frostbite 3, I believe, is has not come out yet, so it is going to be Frostbite 2.
okay. Yeah, so it definitely looks really nice. Man, I hope it drops on PC. I don't know, were any of the past few Mass Effects PC titles, did they release on PC?
They were released on PC. I believe the original was originally released on PC, and then it was released on Xbox 360.
Okay.
And then it wasn't until the third game that it was for all platforms, and then they had the Mass Effect trilogy for all platforms.
Okay. Gotcha.
But each time when it was released, it was for PC. Like they had PC as one of them. So you would, I believe, I wouldn't be. I mean, I would be surprised if it wasn't released for PC as well.
Yeah, I think PC players definitely want a piece of the pie with this one, because
Oh yeah,
this title
I mean,
this title can definitely take use of that graphic hardware. If you got the graphic hardware to run it, oh man, it's gonna look beautiful.
exactly. And I'm really excited for it because it looks so cool. The plot line sounds really intriguing, as well as the fact that like it seems like there's going to be a great selection of having more freedom in the game. I'm assuming it's probably going to go back to choice, doing choice based, as well as creating your own characters. And I kind of hope, along with creating your own characters, you can choose your own alien species from the Milky Way galaxy.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of hoping for as well. Not that I don't like playing human. It's just like it'd be kind of cool if like you could do an Asari or for some reason I'm blanking out now on the other ones, but you know what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be really awesome.
Yeah, even from the footage that they show, the little bit of footage that they show, it almost looks like they're taking a more like open world sort of route with it. Like the game looks huge. Like it looks, oh man, it just looks giant. Like there'll be a lot to explore. Uh Definitely looks pretty cool. Let's see here. Uh-oh, I think my internet might have cut out. Let's see. XSplit, no. Give me 1 second. Technical
It's cool.
difficulties. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't cut out. I don't know. Maybe Discord is acting up a little bit. Um, but yeah. So Mass Effect Andromeda. Yeah. So that's your last title on your list.
That's the last game title. Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I pretty much have the same stuff as you. Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2. One thing I did want to note about Titanfall 2, from the multiplayer footage, a little bit of multiplayer footage they showed off. I don't know about you, but the multiplayer, the game in general, well, aside from when you're inside of your Titan, it kind of reminds me of Black Ops 3 multiplayer.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. It did remind me a lot of Black Ops.
When I was watching them run on walls, and I know that was in the first title and everything, but it just feels like it looks a lot more similar to Black Ops 3 now. I was like, wow, okay. I mean, I don't totally hate Black Ops 3. Like I said, I prefer the old school Call of Duties, more World War II, World War I. But it just looks so smooth that like it doesn't even matter. So I was pretty happy about that. And they did announce the release date for it, so it's coming out October 28th this year. So wow, they have Battlefield 1 and Titanfall 2 dropping during the same month. That's crazy.
Wow, that is crazy, especially with like crunch time and everything like that. I'm really surprised that they'd be so close.
Yeah, oh man, it just seems like there's going to be a lot of titles releasing pretty close together this year. A lot of big titles, so save that money. The wallet is going to be crying.
I know. I have to get my money set aside for the next coming year. Oh man, it's going to be hurting my bank account.
Summer is going to go by fast, and next thing you know, all the games are going to be out. Let's see here. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge Madden fan, but I am a big advocate for esports. Like I love esports. I watch a lot of tournaments. So when they announced for Madden, when they announced all these new esports tournaments that they were doing, I immediately was interested, and I kind of want to touch on that really quickly. So Madden NFL 2017 is coming out this fall, and alongside that, they are basically launching their own league. Now, there's a lot of companies are launching their own leagues for their big titles that they have. Blizzard. They have their own league for StarCraft. They have their own league for Heroes of the Storm. Capcom has their own league now for Street Fighter. Riot, League of Legends, the list goes on. And it's kind of crazy because I actually think this is the first league that the first official esports league that EA is launching for one of their titles. I was personally expecting FIFA to be the first title that they announce a esport league type of tournament system for, but it turns out NFL is going to be the first game for that. So they announced challenger events, which are basically online tournaments that are going on pretty often. So they'll probably be weekly events. Then they've got major events, which are events where they partner up with sponsors. And then we have Premier Series events, which is actually a part of the Madden NFL 2017 Championship Series. So it's kind of like that is more the format that you see all of these other companies doing with their leagues. So I'm assuming that they'll probably be hosting tournaments at various locations around the U.S., probably some out of the country as well. And they announced a $1 million prize pool, which is actually kind of crazy for their first official season. Usually you wouldn't see $1 million prize pools until, I don't know, season 2 or season 3 of a given league, but $1 million for their first season is a lot compared to what these other companies have been putting up for grabs on their first season for some of their pro leagues. But Yeah, I'm personally expecting to hear a lot more about this, within the uh, especially within the video game industry throughout the next few months before NFL 17 launches. Yeah, that actually really took me by surprise. So I don't know. Do you follow esports at all? Just curious.
I follow esports sometimes, mostly when it comes to Dota.
Okay, cool. Oh,
Um,
Dota. Okay, that's what's up.
Dota. Yeah, Dota. I do like Dota, and I have played it a bit, but I love watching Dota
Okay,
esports. But I mean, I was surprised too when they had mentioned that Madden was going to be the league and not FIFA. But I think it's because they're trying to get more of the American market. I think.
that's it. Yep,
Um,
that's exactly what I'm thinking as well.
because while FIFA is pretty popular here in America, it's probably more popular worldwide,
Hmm.
and football, American football, is definitely probably going to be more in the way for them to get money quickly,
Exactly.
with more sponsors as well. So, but I was surprised about the $1 million one as well, because when Dota first started out, they had I think a $50,000 prize
Yeah.
as one of their first ones, one of the first tournaments that I had watched, and and back then that was considered kind of a lot. So I mean, it's quite interesting to see that. Um, I also, I mean, I'm not sure what to expect. I mean, I think EA is now joining. I'm a little worried that it might be starting to saturate the market a little bit too much with all these leagues.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, that's interesting that you brought that up because I feel like some of these companies, I don't know if they're going to stand the test of time. I feel like everybody wants a piece of the esports pie right now. Everybody's, they're
Yeah,
picking out their titles or they're trying to make a title that's quote unquote esports, but it's got me worried whether or not it's actually going to work out for them if they're making a title that's dedicated towards esports, if that title is going to do well, because that's money. That's money, that's jobs, and if the title doesn't do well, people are going to lose jobs, and that's just really unfortunate.
exactly. And it's I think maybe Madden would be is a safe choice, but at the same time, it's is this really gonna become popular? Are people going to be watching other games instead? You're not really sure.
Yeah.
And so, who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, best of luck to EA. I mean, I really do hope that it comes off successful, but I mean, I'm not really into Madden, so I mean, I don't know if I'll be watching it or not.
Yeah. I mean, I have a ton of friends who are into Madden, into football, and that kind of stuff. So, I'm almost certain that they'll take interest into this more competitive esports style type of league that EA is launching for the title. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Um, yeah, definitely see what happens. And then I have a question for you. What did you think about EA Originals? They're sort of like indie development thing that they're starting.
That was what was that? So was that like where you was that kind of like because when I saw that I was thinking I wasn't sure. I was kind of confused. Was it like a humble bundle type of deal where you buy like a pack of games? I wasn't sure what it was.
Oh, EA Originals is basically like they go and they will help companies create their games. So it's kind of like almost like Ubisoft's indie development
Oh, okay.
sort of department, but like for EA in a sense. It's kind of like how, like, for example, I don't know if you remember the game on Untwine um, from last year with
Unt-
Yarny.
oh yeah,
Untwined,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so like EA helped with that, and so with that it kind of started the whole EA Originals, which they help companies get games up and sell, and so it's kind of like their indie division almost. I think
Okay.
that's what I got from it. And
So I mean, how does it work then? So is it they set up like a specific bundle of games that we purchase, and that money goes to indie developers, or
I think so. I mean,
okay,
that's what it looked like. Like
yeah,
you could also like you can go on through like with your computer or with your Xbox, and like it looked like you could purchase like either one specific game or a bundle of games and other EA games as well.
okay,
And it goes to the department. I don't know. It looked kind of confusing.
yeah,
I might do some more research on it later. I don't think it was accurately explained.
Yeah, they kind of breezed through that a little bit quickly, but a lot of I don't want to. Well, a lot of websites are doing sorts of stuff like that. I mean, we have like the Humble Bundle type of thing. You could go on. I don't remember where you could. They have them on Green Man Gaming and G2A. They do bundles like that. I'm not really sure where the money goes. I don't know if it's going to indie developers when they put together these sort of bundles, but it's nice to see more companies doing stuff like that because when I went to PAX this year, I had a really enlightening experience when it comes to indie games because before PAX, I was not really a huge fan for indie games. Like I would look at them, but like they weren't really in my interest that much. But after meeting with a lot of indie developers there and just talking about their games and testing them out, I was like, wow, actually a lot of these games are really, really, really good. And you've got people putting a ton of effort into these games. So I was like, I have to pay more attention to indie titles and help support these indie developers more. So I mean, if they are setting up a humble bundle sort of deal, I will definitely check it out. And if there are any games on there that I'm interested in, I will probably pick some up. Help out some developers.
Yeah, and I'm definitely gonna do some more research on it as well. As as E3 goes on, and yeah, so I mean, there's that. And then, what do you think of the press conference overall, though? Do you think it was a good one, like a good one to kick it off, or that they could have done better?
I think it was pretty solid. Even though they spent most of the time talking about titles that we already know, they didn't really announce too much new stuff. I mean, FIFA 2017, NFL 2017, we already knew both those titles were coming, but I think just because everybody was excited to see, Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 like actually in action, I think that pretty much made up for it, made up for the areas that they kind of missed. Personally, I just would have preferred to have received a few more announcements of brand new games, but I mean, they have a lot on their plate. They already told us they have several Star Wars titles lined up all the way up until 2018. They have like 3 or 4 brand new Star Wars titles. So
it's insane.
And they did also announce that they are doing DLC for what was it? Knights of the Old Republic, the one that is currently out right now. Battlefront, and then what was the other one? There was another one, right? Maybe it was for their MMO.
Yes, it was Battlefront, Knights of the Old Republic, and I think it was other game.
It was the mobile one. It was the mobile game that they have. That's what it was. So yeah,
it was the Star Wars Heroes, I think it was.
Yeah, something like that. I don't really remember.
Yeah. The mobile game is going to get a DLC too, and I was pretty certain that Battlefront was going to get a DLC to it, which I think will probably help repair some of the stuff like it had problems with before. Pretty much.
Well, it's just nice to know they're still going to support the game. So.
Yeah, I mean that too, and the fact that. I mean, a lot of people are still playing it, so it's not an abandoned game, at least.
Yeah. Yep. And another thing about Star Wars, real quickly, they did say for the Star Wars title that is launching in 2018, they're planning on incorporating, a lot of the newer characters that are going to be introduced in the upcoming movies. They're going to be implementing them into the game, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome to hear as well, because I was like, oh, that I thought that was really cool, because it would be nice to see like how they would interact with the new Star Wars characters.
Definitely, and like I said, I'm not a giant Star Wars fan. I feel like before 8 and 9 come out, the movies, I need to catch up and rewatch every single movie 1 through 7 and just get ready for. Is it 1 through 7 or 1 through 6? 7 is the one that just came out.
It's 7. It's 7, the one that's just came out. I believe. No, it's 8. Star Wars 8.
Was it 8?
It's 8. It's 8. Yes, because 1, 2, and 3, and then 4. No, it is 7. Never mind.
It's 7. Okay.
Yeah, and because Star Wars episode, so it'd be 7, and then you're right. So it is 7. You can, I don't know. You can always skip the original, like the prequels, the 1, 2, 3. Those aren't really that great.
Okay, so they're just prequels, or okay?
Yeah, they're just prequels to 4, 5, and 6.
Oh, okay.
And So like the 1, 2, and 3 is sort of like how Darth Vader came to be, basically,
Okay.
as well as like how the Sith Lords came to power and everything. And then 4, 5, and 6 is where you have Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, and then 7, which was the latest movie that came out. So just watch 4, 5, and 6, and you'll be caught up.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, because I kind of want to catch up until all the way up until 8 drops. So then, when these new characters are starting to be implemented to the games, and maybe I can get into the games then, and I can, I don't know, relate with the characters. Be like, oh, I know that guy from the movie, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much everything EA related. Like I said, smaller show. I thought it was gonna be a little bit longer, but still some new
Yeah.
titles, or still some great titles on the horizon. So yeah, Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1, Mass Effect Andromeda, definitely the highlights. Looking forward to all of those. Yeah, do you have any closing comments about EA before we wrap this up?
I was, I liked it, and especially with Mass Effect, and I hope to hear more announcements on these games as the summer continues.
For sure.
And that's pretty much all I have to see. So.
All right. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up for now, and we will be back in about, let's see, what time is it right now? Almost 6 o'clock. So we'll be back in about 2 hours, I believe, before Bethesda kicks off their press conference. I'll have Nick on for the Bethesda pre-show discussion. Then we'll go into the live show. I think Bethesda, I'm not really sure how long their press conference was last year. I think it was about an hour and a half. I'm guessing it's going to be about an hour, probably a little bit shorter than it was last year, and then we'll go live with the post-show discussion shortly after that. So, yeah, until then, I will see you guys later. I'm going to restart the stream, kind of tinker with things a little bit. So, yeah. All right, I will catch you guys all later.
Thanks for having me.
For sure. All right. So, yeah, I will be back in, let's see here, about 2 hours. And we'll go live with the Bethesda pre-show discussion. All right, guys.
We don't know about the sun as we follow the moonlight with the sound of the drums guiding the way through the dark. We follow the night. How I wish you could be here. We still wait for the sun. Every night the only ones. We don't know about, we don't know about, we don't know about, we don't know about, we don't know about. We don't know about, we don't know about, we don't know about, we don't know about, we don't know about. about, we don't know about.